Hi and welcome to Outwell and to the Clipper M from our Air collection. This is a medium-sized tunnel design tent that can sleep up to 4 people with one large bedroom at the back and a good sized living space at the front, which we shall show you in detail in a little while. Firstly though, I just want to talk you through some of the features on the outside of the tent. So if we start with the fly sheet, we're using our Outex 5000 material. This is a taffeta polyester, so a really good quality material. On the inside it's been fully PU coated, and we've taped all of the seams throughout the tent as well to ensure that it is completely waterproof. It has a hydrostatic head of 5,000 millimeters, and basically what that means is you can be safe in the knowledge that even in really, really heavy rain, you're going to stay completely dry inside the tent. We have good sized ventilation panels on both sides of the tent and across the back as well. So just under here, you can see that we have the mesh paneling there, allowing cool fresh air into the tent if it gets a little bit too warm and reducing the amount of condensation inside. Also, if it does get a little bit too chilly, we can take these away simply just by removing the Velcro tabs like that. We also use our Luminous Guidelines all the way around the tent, so hopefully you should see these a little bit easier when it's darker. You'll see here we have the guy line retainer, so when it comes to packing down the tent, we can simply wrap up the guy line and pop it in here so that the next time you come to use the tent, the guy lines are of course easily accessible. One thing we also give you with the tent is our easy pegging system. So that's where we provide you with 3 different styles of peg within the bag. So we have the solid steel anchor pegs here, and these are for the 4 corners, and that will go through the grey pegging points. We then have the black peg, which is for all of the black pegging points around the side, and the luminous peg, again, for the luminous guy lines, making it nice and easy for you to make sure that you get the right peg in the right place. So if we just pop round to the front of the tent, I just want to highlight that we do have one pole in the construction here, which just creates this front canopy area, and that's using our Duratec fiberglass, so it's a good quality, strong pole. You can see here that this, as I say, it gives you the canopy across the front door, so if it's a little bit drizzly outside, then you're going to get a good amount of shelter over the door itself. So now what I want to do is talk you through what I think is a standout feature of this tent. So with the tent being in our Air collection, what you will find is that the frame we're using on here is actually made from inflatable tubes. So what that allows for is really quick and easy and simple pitching. Literally this tent will be up within a matter of minutes. And obviously, yeah, you can check out our pitching videos on our YouTube channel as well, just to see how easy it is to pitch this style of tent. So what we do is we provide the pump with the tent, and it's a 2-way pump. So this is the pump here. So with it being 2-way, what it means is when you pull the pump up and push it down, it is putting air into the beams. And what we have on this particular tent is 3 beams, each of which are individually pumped up, again just allowing for an easy and quick pitching time. So what we have on the beam itself is an air in valve, and it's quite clearly marked here on the outside where it says air in, and underneath here is where the valve is that you attach the pump. When you start pumping up, what you'll find is we have a pressure gauge on top of the pump here, so you can keep an eye on what pressure you're actually inflating the tent to. And what we would recommend is inflating this between 8.7 and 11.6 psi, which represents 0.6 to 0.8 bar. Now basically what that means is there's actually quite a lot of air going into these tubes. So the pressure is quite high, therefore they're much more solid, therefore much more stable. In fact, we've tested this tent to withstand a force 9 on the Beaufort scale, so not only will it keep you dry, it will definitely stand up to pretty harsh conditions as well. So with the tent being inflatable, as I've mentioned there, it's really quick and easy to pitch, but also what's quite important to think about is taking the tent down. So with this, it's very, very simple. Again, each individual beam has its own release valve, and that again is clearly marked on the beam itself. So you see here, it says air out. Under here is where you'll find the valve, and all we do is just twist this round, and that will release all of the air from the tubes, allowing you, as I say, just to pack down the tent really, really quickly. Now what we'll do is just talk you through the features inside the tent. So inside the tent we have a lantern hanging point on the front beam here. We then have cable tidies that run all the way down and around to the front of the tent, which is where we have our cable entry point. And what you'll find is just under here, there's a zipper that you can open up from either the outside or the inside, just to run your cables into the tent without actually having to have your doors open. So just while I'm talking about the doors there, you can see obviously we have this rolled back at the moment, but what you will see on the outside door is we have a large window, which does have a curtain on there. But then we also have a full separate mesh door on here as well, which will allow you to close that mesh over, leaving a great amount of ventilation for the tent, but hopefully keep out those unwanted bugs as well. Inside the tent is certainly very spacious. You get a lot of head height in here. I'm about 1.95 m, and you can see above me there's still a lot of head height here. There's also a good amount of space around for furniture and storage units and things like this as well. I think that is really accentuated with these large windows on either side of us, and as I mentioned, there's also a large window on the front door. What we have at the bottom of the window here is a curtain which is rolled away at the moment, but what we can do is bring this either halfway up or of course fully up to completely close the window if needs be. You can just see above the windows as well is the mesh ventilation panels that correspond to those outside panels that we highlighted earlier on. The ground sheet in here is fully sealed from front to back and side to side, and it is bathtub in style as well, so you can see that it comes up at the edges here, just allowing there to be no draft getting in, no dirt and dust and sand and things like that. Again, more importantly, hopefully keep out those unwanted bugs as well. At the back is where the bedroom is attached, and a nice feature here is that this actually comes pre-attached, so it's a job that you don't need to worry about doing. How we attach it is using our wave-shaped hanging point system, which is what this mesh part here is, and it looks very nice, but it is also functional as well in that it takes any stress off of the top seam of the bedroom when it's in there. You can see that the door just rolls away and gets stowed away into its own pocket at the side here, which is quite handy because it keeps it out the way. Inside, you'll then find that we have some handy storage pockets along the side here, and we have a large ventilation panel across the back, which again corresponds to outside ventilation as well. So we have a few optional extras available for the Clipper M, which would include a fleece carpet for this area here, just giving you a bit more comfort underfoot. Always great if there's small kids around as well. We will then have a footprint available to go underneath the tent, which is going to protect your ground sheet a little bit more from mud and dirt and things like that. And there is also a front awning available for the tent too, if you want a little bit more living or storage space. So that is the Clipper M from our Air collection. Thanks very much for watching.